they couldn't stand each other, or at the very least, my dad couldn't really stand my mom very well, or tolerate my mom very well when they were married. What makes me think they were ever intimate? And I mean that. I'm not just saying, oh, they had a rough patch. No, these people, these two individuals, my mother and my father, were very unhappy together for as long as I can remember when they were married. And I can recount from other people that have told me that they knew my mom and my dad when they were married, before I was born. They told me that they were never really happy together, and that they had a strained relationship. So that makes me wonder, were they ever intimate? Because of how bad of a relationship they had. And this video is over 15 minutes. And could they had a kid come up from the underworld, or a baby come up from the underworld, and raise that baby? Who knows? But really, the main thing is that my dad, he was a very successful man in his life. He still is, but he went through a lot when he was a kid, and he grew up in the forest, I believe, or, in a forest type situation. And, he had a rough start to life. He had a rough upbringing, and, he never really had a good childhood. I don't know, like, my paternal grandparents, they were young and dumb. They were like my age, around my age, when they had my, father. And they were young and dumb. They were naive. They were, of course, baby boomers. I mean, those people, I'm not going to say I'm much better, are focused on short-term pleasure, so to speak. And my grandma, my paternal grandmother, I don't know, this bitch really seemed like at one point she was all about that lifestyle. And she reminds me of a witch. I don't know. And back to the point, my dad had a rough upbringing, had a hard childhood, blah, 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 right? And became very successful later on. And that makes me wonder, did he make a deal with a Lovecraftian being? Did he make some sort of deal with some dark force, be it Azathoth, Nyarlathotep, or the being that he is? I used to think he was Avatar of Halthus, but that's just because he was a real estate agent. I don't think he is. He isn't just any real estate agent. I'm not gonna say who he is, but he's pretty fucking successful. And like, to the point where it seems unusual, super unusual, to the point to where, it's likely that he made a deal with some dark force that told him, hey, you'll be a multimillionaire, you won't be stuck in poverty, you'll be a successful real estate agent, this and that, but you're gonna have a kid who is an avatar of the same being that you are, and not only just any avatar of Horus, but an avatar of Horus that's going to stalk Arya's channel. Now, what we know about Horus so far is that Horus is me. Ether Azalea is me. We know that. We know that Alex Consani is the manifestation. We know that Horus is pretty effed up. We know that Horus is demonic. That I was a demonic child at one point. Growing up. Still am demonic, but no longer a child. I'm down by a river now. So we know all these things about Horus, Ether, Azalea, right? We know all that. We know these things, but you know, is everyone who is Horus from the underworld? Like, in the same vein that Nyarlathotep is every Cabbage Patch baby. That could be a possibility. That could be a strong possibility. Like, I don't know if I was made in the lab, or I'm from the underworld, or, you know, whatever the fuck. But I can tell you one thing's for sure. I highly doubt, I don't know, I have this nagging feeling that my parents were never happy together. I don't know, and I don't... That's another thing, too. Maybe I was naturally made. Maybe my mother and father were intimate. Maybe they had me together. I don't know. And the reason I say that all of a sudden now is because, you know, I'm sure, I don't know, the reason I say all that right now is because what if my dad just got with my mom to have me and my older brother, who I want to say is Nyarlathotep. He behaves like it. I don't know. I can't tell. Like, I want to be able to tell one day. I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure he is Nyarlathotep. He definitely buys into every Nyarlathotep narrative. So I think that's, you know, an indicator of who he possibly be. I just threw a rock. So, yeah, that's man, I'm gonna have to make another video, but this is just gonna be it for now. Yeah, there's so much more to talk about, and I don't think this video is going to cover it all, because I'm going to be talking for another 45 minutes, maybe. I don't know about that long, but, you know, a long time for sure. So, you know, maybe I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to carry on with the video. I'm not going to stop, but, yeah. I was thinking about something. That's what it was. Okay, so how much of your life is fabricated and made up of these things? As an avatar of Horus, as a manifestation of Michael, I don't know. How much of your life is made up of just Truman Show situations, of people who are artificially in your life? Because I know I met this Calypso avatar at a wedding one time. The fuck is that shit? Is that some goo type shit? I don't fucking know. I'm gonna start walking around more. But I met this Calypso avatar at a wedding, and it was my female counterpart. And coincidentally, which, you know, Calypso is my female counterpart. I meant to say she's every female version of everything that I am. In the spiritual world, and, you know, Calypso and Horus are very connected. So I went to a wedding where she was there, where Calypso was there. Calypso, I'm not gonna say her real name. Oh shit, there's a fly. That scared the hell out of me. This was in October of last year. And who knows, maybe I might meet a Calypso avatar at this fucking park I'm at. Maybe it's a synchronicity, and I've had that happen too. I'm getting off topic, but the point is that she coincidentally moved from Canada down to Nevada with her dad, and that's how she met me, is at that wedding her dad went to. Her dad's wife was the bride's sister. I'm having fucking throat issues. I've been talking for so goddamn long. But the reason I bring that up is because I'm pretty sure they were gonna have this bitch be my wife. Or I don't know. Because that was around the time Arya started figuring out this and that about, oh, I'm Hannibal Lecter and I'm really evil and this and that. I don't know if that was symbolic for something. That was strange. I mean, I don't know if that was some reward for getting away with chilling on Arya's channel without knowing it. And then they took it away once I was found out by Arya. Took her away, I should say. But that's the thing. That's what I'm wondering. And it all doesn't make a whole lot of sense when I think about it. But yeah, I'm gonna have to gather my thoughts more, make another video, and do, I don't know, a better job of speaking. And yeah, that's all that I have for you guys right now. So I'll make a longer, more in-depth video, maybe on my life story, all the misery and pain that I had to go through to get here, which was a lot. I'm sure it would have been even more had I paid more attention to shit than it already was, but it is what it is now. And like Jacked Up said, I may not have the brightest future, but I sure as hell plan on enduring it all. So, I can pride myself on my strength. So that's all I have for you guys right now. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.